Hello ladies, gents, boys and girls, and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. We're back in the Fenix A320 aircraft, sat on the ground early morning at iniBuilds Heathrow. I'm going to be sending this British Airways regional flight shuttle over to the brand new iniBuilds Manchester scenery. First time checking it out during a flight. Now, this was meant to be on VATSIM, however, there's a VATSIM event at Manchester that's just finishing. Quite a lot of the ATC control to go into Manchester has logged off. So the airspace around Manchester, I think they've still got tower and ground on, but it looks an absolute mess up there. On the VATScope map, there looks to be about 50 aeroplanes inbound still. So I didn't want to really get stuck in that mess. So we're just going to do it offline. 35 minutes airborne, cruising at flight level 180. So it should be a nice little short sector in the Phoenix. Let's jump into the flight deck and get everything set up for departure. So welcome into the flight deck of the A320. Jump into the captain's seat and we'll go to the overhead panel. A lot of the stuff's already done. We'll just get the APU on because it is quite cold outside. We'll request our init reference. We'll go @2 AOC menu and let's go and get the boarding started. Actually, let me cancel. I'm just going to add a little bit extra fuel. So we'll go 5 ton. Load the fuel instantly and GSX can do the boarding. Lovely jubbly.
Boarding requested.
Thank you, GSX. So we're going to go received messages and we've got a double load sheet because we've changed the fuel weight. That's all correct. I'm happy with that. We are today shuttle.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
9 Hotel Tango. Cost index today of 16. Cruising at 180. Departure out of Heathrow is 27 right on the Umla 1 Foxtrot, and the arrival into Manchester is the ILS 23 right on the Elvo 1 Mike with no via. Insert, we'll go flight plan and we'll just get some fix rings up for Manchester. So we'll go Echo Golf Charlie Charlie 23 right. And we'll pop in a fix ring of 5 and then we'll go Echo Golf Charlie Charlie 23 right. 10. And then the next page we'll go Echo Golf Charlie Charlie 23 right again. And 48 3 times 18 flight plan. That should give us top of descent correctly. I'll go skip through this. It's a right hand turn after departure, max 6,000. Then we get to that point there and then we'll vector ourselves onto final. Start the APU. Passenger seatbelt signs can go on. 6,000 is the top altitude of the Umla 1 Foxtrot departure. SID. Oh, don't get the weather radar on yet. Don't want to blast the crew below. I think everything's done on the overhead panel. Just wait for the APU to start. Looks really nice out here early morning. Look at that. We're getting really good performance at Heathrow now.
Hello.
APU's on. Bleed on. GPU off and disconnected. And that is pretty much everything done. Just going to wait for boarding now. Just change my camera view. I want to be a bit further back. I'll jump back in to the sim when we're all fully set up and ready to import the last little bits into the box and get ready for pushback. So, welcome back into the flight deck. Boarding has been completed. We'll send that to MCDU. and we'll go init reference. And that's all inserted correctly, and we'll accept the final load sheet, and we'll go departure, sync, packs on, anti-ice off. I'm happy with the speeds it's given me. We'll send that to MCDU, and we are ready for pushback. So request pushback from good old GSX. They're locking the landing gear. And we'll go ground charts. So we're on the remote stand here. I'm going to push back facing east, and then we'll taxi up Yankee onto the outer taxiway full length for runway 27 right. So we want to face east.
Release parking brakes, please.
So get the final little prep done. Terrain on the first officer side. Start switch to start.
All engines are clear.
And parking brake released. Everyone's clear. Engine number 1 to start. And let's watch these IAE engines get started. So it looks like we've got a good start on engine number 1, and a lovely T5 at Heathrow lit up right there. Very nice scenery from iniBuilds this is. Of course, this is the enhanced or the premium version of the 2024. And engine number 2 to ground, or start, sorry. And we'll set the parking brake.
Waiting your confirmation for a good
And we'll
engine
tell
start.
GSX
Cockpit to
good
ground.
engine
We
start.
have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking the nose gear.
Max auto brake. So they've cleared off now. Took them a long time, that did actually.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
And we've got good engine starts on
Left is
engine
clear.
number 1 and
Right
2.
is clear.
Bleed off, master off, taxi light on. Arm the speed brake, flaps 1. Start switch to off, flight controls. Trim the aeroplane correctly. And flight control check, full right, full left, full forward, full back, full left on the rudders and full right on the rudders. All flight controls are free and correct. Clear that off. They're walking away. Taxi we can now do. Runway turn off on now. Constraints on for the first officer side, and we can now taxi to 27 right. Right, so everything's ready to go. TCAS TARA. Lights, let's get them on now. Confirm 27 right for departure. Approach path is clear. And we are ready to rock and roll, aren't we? That taxi was longer than the bloody flight. We're ready to go now anyway. Chrono on. Beautiful sky colours in Sim Update 4. And the lighting as well, it just looks really good. Right, stand on the brakes, lined up. And we'll go 50%. Forward pressure, stable, manflex, SRS, runway nav blue, right rudder to maintain centre line, neutral, V1 and rotate. Airborne, positive right gear up. And we've got nav. Goodbye Heathrow. Thrust climb, climb, push the nose forward, speed's increasing. Beautiful. Autopilot 1 on. We'll pop 18,000 in the box and open climb, flaps 1, spoilers disarmed. Well, not flaps 1, flaps up, sorry. And look at that for a view out there, that looks gorgeous. Really nice. Beautiful. Oh, just lining up the thrust levers. Knocked him, sorry. Right, runway turn off and taxi light off. And dome light can come off now. And those colours look really nice down there, don't they? Just all the sort of sky colours, the ground textures, the lights, it's all coming together with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. It does look really nice now. And I forgot to turn off the, the weather radar. It doesn't look like there's much weather en route, but that's fine. Might be a bit of weather around Manchester. I know it was raining just before we took off. Right, cabin crew can be released to start their 10 minutes of service. Get the departure up. I know we've got open climb because we're not on a VATSIM, but I would like to get up to cruise altitude as quickly as possible. So engine anti-ice on now, so we just go through that little bit of cloud. Beautiful. Right, engine anti-ice off. There's that right hand turn, standard barometric pressure. And that is pretty much everything we need to do in the Airbus. So I'll jump back in when we've started our descent into Manchester and we're starting to set up for the approach. Hello, welcome back into the flight deck. I thought I'd show you the setup for the approach that I do. A lot of people have asked for it, so we're going to the overhead panel first and just make sure we've got flap 3, the terrain, not the terrain, the GPWS flap 3 warning off. We'll go weather request, and we pull the weather from the ACARS for Manchester. And there it is, and then we'll pop that into the performance page. So we'll pop in the winds, which don't look too bad actually, and then the QNH is 1006, and we've got 4 degrees flap 3, and then the 14, I'm going to up the speed to 145 for approach. Flap 3 with a bit of extra speed helps the nose stay down. It just makes for a smoother touchdown if you've got a long runway like Manchester. And the Barrow is 449, and that is the setup for the approach, and we're still landing on 23 right. Right, welcome into the descent. We're well and truly on our way to Manchester. Still landing on 23 right. Everything looks good down there. The weather's sort of cleared off a little bit. Everything's looking good so far. So what we're going to do is when we get to the final waypoint, which we need to be at 230 knots at, we'll vector ourselves onto a 10-mile final. Usually this would be done by ATC, but we'll just do it ourselves because we're offline. But the light is coming up, or the sun, sorry, is coming up a little bit, so it's getting a bit lighter. We'll probably still have some lights on the ground when we come into land, which will be nice. So we can see the city of Manchester. We should fly right over it for our arrival onto 23 right. The real aeroplane this morning taxied to the gate the furthest away in the new part of the airport, which is quite fitting but also annoying for us. We're going to go to 901, which is where the real aeroplane parked, which is the remote stand the furthest away from the runway. So that should be a fun taxi. As you can see, we've got 230 knots at 8,000 via the last waypoint, and then we'll go on a heading of 051, which is the reciprocal heading for the runway, and then we'll cut in and go direct to the centre fix point for runway 23 right, and shore us up nicely on a 10-mile final. Right, so we start slowing the aeroplane down now with a little bit of speed brake. Getting the lever of shame out now. But we have got a hard restriction at 230 knots coming up. And I would like to get down to that speed just to shore up the approach a little bit. Speed brake can be stowed. Right, so we get 051 plugged in. And we'll just get ready to pull head in. Speed brake out again, just getting slightly too ahead of itself, the aeroplane is. And there is Manchester Airport in front of us. Right, so we'll pull head in now. And we'll go down to 3,500, which is the altitude they want us to intercept the localizer and glide slope. Beautiful. So you should get a good perspective of how performance is at iniBuilds Manchester as well. Of course, we're in the Phoenix. We've got no live traffic, but I can assure you that traffic, especially VATSIM, doesn't really affect my system that much. So take off one frame or two to see what it's like. But it is really nice on frames. Also with 2-3 right wing engine anti-ISOM. There's a hump on the end of the runway. As you can see, there's Manchester. And I don't want to smash it in. The hump is quite pronounced the lower you get. It doesn't look much, but it does take some getting used to. Right, so we'll go direct the centre fixed point 23 right, and that looks okay to me. We'll insert that. It's going to start its left hand turn, and we'll start picking up that rate of descent a little bit, and we'll pull speed to 10 knots. Get some speed brake action out now. And at Manchester Airport, you don't realise until you fly, it's quite hilly on the east side of the airport. Manchester's really close to sort of like these highland bits. It's really cool. Oh, I've got to set the Barrow reference. What a silly sausage. QNH is 1007. 1006, sorry. slow that road descent down now. And we'll get the approach chart up. ILS 23 right. There you go. Lovely. There we are. So as you can see, if you did the Manchester transition, it would just send you back round to join the ILS, but you rarely see them do that in real life. It's always vectors to final, which for a big airport is quite strange that they don't have like a designated downwind leg. So go flaps 1 now, pull speed, and we'll go 190 knots. And slow down. There's flaps 1 coming out. Speed brake armed. And all the lights are on now. Right, flaps 2, because we need to be at 185 for this turn-in. There's flaps 2 coming out now. And there is that left-hand turn. And look at the countryside down there. So I like using auto FPS because the ground level of detail, or the terrain level of detail, sorry, is at like 400 now. Clear off the last message that we received from British Air Shuttle Ops. They're telling us we're bang on time, which is nice. It's good to be on time on these domestic ops because they're always businessmen going to and from airports, so they'll want to get to their meeting on time. And there's 23 right in front of us, and to the left. To not get them confused, is 23 left. I think the predominantly landing runway is 23 right, and they always land on 23 right and take off at 23 left, and then they always land on 05 right and take off 05 left. I think that's how it usually works at Manchester, which is quite an interesting way of doing it. It's also interesting that the runway 23 left is miles further down than 23 right. Manchester Airport is a strange airport. It's built very weird. It's a nice looking airport though, but it is big. Manchester's directly underneath us now, and the go around is set at 35,000, not 35,000, sorry, 3,500. Right, so speeds on managed speed, just wait for that speed to drop a little, and then we'll go and get the gear down shortly. All the lights are on, flaps are set to 2. We've got a stonking crosswind, gear down. And flaps 3. And there you go. Fully configured. Beautiful Manchester down there. Look at that. Look at the performance switching cameras as well. Brilliant. So landing checklist complete. We've got a stonking crosswind from the right. Double checking the winds actually. Yes, it's exactly what we put in the box. So it should start to fall away in a second. So we'll just keep that mindful. that when we disconnect shortly, that the winds will change. And to correct for that. So everything's set up. Disconnecting my aeroplane. So, minor adjustments on the stick, making sure that the aeroplane's facing the wind. There's the wind change starting to happen, so correcting for that. Nice and stable there. There's 500 feet. I'm happy with that so far. Right over the ginormous car park, and the hump of the runway starts to come into shape.
Minimum.
Continue.
100. 50. 30. 20. Retard.
Cut the thrust, hold it there. And we are down. Correcting with rudder. Speed brakes reverses are now green. Decelerating, and like I said, that hump right on the 1,000 footers caught us out. And decelerating nicely. Manual braking. Reversers are going to be stowed, and we can taxi off here. Lovely, so we clear the runway, speed brakes disarmed, flaps are up. Oh, a bit heavy on the brakes there. Anyway, we'll get the taxi lights on, strobes off, runway turn-offs off, flight directors and landing system off, weather radar off, and welcome down to Manchester. We get GSX up, and use the new map feature, why not? So, I don't think you'll be able to see the map on the screen because I've got it set to another back-in screen, but we're going to go to 901. Which is absolutely bloody miles away. And we'll go, we don't need to follow me, and we'll go Donata. I think they do BA, don't they, Donata? Or is it Go & Co or someone? And just coming up to the visitors park. APU can be started. And there is Airliners Live and the visitors park. And we'll carry straight on and we'll go up, I think it's Delta. Left here at Delta. And to be fair, the taxi's not that bad, it's just a straight line all the way up to the top now. So we're going to go up Delta and then into the mess of hold point taxiways. I mean, they've got their own system at Manchester to get planes in and out because of the way the terminal's built. So let's go to the parking stands, sorry. So we'll carry on up here and we'll make a right hand turn shortly and go on to the other taxiway, and then it is a straight shot all the way, and then we can use the new coloured taxiway system. So we turn right here, first right, first left, and then up the top onto the blue taxiway, so we can keep our wing clearance and we can have simultaneous pushbacks if needed. So slight left hand turn. And there you can see the new blue taxiway that we're going to be taking, which has been modelled and it's got the correct colours as well. I wish we could have done this on VATSIM because it does look a bit empty when you're taxiing into a big airport like this, but if you saw the VATScope map that I did, it was a stuff of nightmares. It was, they had tower and ground on, Scottish Control went offline, London North went offline, approach went offline, so you had about 30 to 40 aeroplanes all in the space coming into the approach, and there was only tower and ground online, and I thought, no, I'm okay, thank you, I like my sanity, because it would have been a nightmare to try and coordinate all those guys and do separation. I mean, that is the only downside to VATSIM. I'd like it if they did something like that. Is it Iveo? No, not Iveo. The one in America where SoCal, California, the West Coast is always online, and you pay like a monthly subscription and you get 24-hour coverage. That's quite good. I think that'd be good in, like, if you could pay for that VATSIM, so there's like Euro control on at all time, so you'd have something on you could pay. That'd be a good idea. So this is our stand 901. Right, so let's try and see if I can park it properly. So this does come with a custom GSX profile as well that you can install into your GSX folder your Microsoft Flight Simulator GSX folder, and it's quite a nice GSX profile. And we'll call it a day there. Parking brake, set engine 1 to off, taxi light off, APU bleed on, beacon off, and seatbelt sign off, and welcome down to Manchester. So guys, hope you enjoyed that flight down into Manchester. Nice short sector, doing some British Airways shuttle ops in the Fenix A320. Beautiful scenery again. This Manchester is just a shame we couldn't jump on VATSIM because of the controllers locking off. But it was a really nice flight. That hump on the end of the runway does catch you out quite quickly though, doesn't it? I don't know what we'll be flying next. At the date of recording, the PMDG 737-800 is coming out in 2 days, so or you can, content creators can show it off. So I'll be patiently waiting for that to be released, and that'll probably be the next video flying the 737-800. So if you did enjoy today, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you very soon with another video.